without coming to a masterclass like this, you have to pay. But you are coming to this session for free, and we are giving you everything for free on this call. So please and please and please be attentive. Always ask questions, and we are ready to help you to achieve your goal of being a data analyst. So over to you, Augustine.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Please, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. All right, great. Okay, so so this session is going to be as short as possible, and I'll just try to pass as much information to you as I can. Okay, so I'm Augustine Omako. So I have a few years of experience in data analytics. So in different roles in data analytics oh, you can't hear anything. So I think you should check because a couple of people can hear me. I think you probably check your mic or or you just rejoin the meeting. So I have a couple of years of experience in data analytics across several industries, so especially in the financial sector. Oh, okay, I can see some people saying they can't hear anything. So please, if you can hear me, can I see one on the chat box? Just one. Oh, you can hear me. All right. Okay, thank you. So okay. So I'm just thank you very much. So I'm just going to walk you through some so how you can break in to data analytics, and I'll also share with you. Like a demo, so showing you one of the tools that you are probably going to learn. You are going to learn in the academy, so that will help you a whole lot to get started in data analytics. Okay. So through my experience, I've had analytics in various fields of have experience in various fields of data analytics, from data engineering to BI development, so to data analysis, data analyst, and also to in a bit of customer analytics. So getting started, for me, I'm going to also share my story with you. So getting started, fresh from school, no experience, nothing, right? So really breaking into the industry gets first, you have to be determined to learn. You have to have that open mind that nothing is difficult to achieve. So you have to build that mindset that as I'm getting into this industry, like every other industry, I will have to learn. So learning in the terms of every day is like a learning, it's like a learning field. Like every other field or every other industry that you know. So you keep learning. You are never going to finish learning. So just have that in mind, that you are coming to learn and gain experience, and you're going to continue learning. So typically when people break in, so you start from maybe just knowing basic stuff. Then when you put in the work, like more practical, so you get to learn more, the more you get to implement projects. So a reason why I particularly like the Scenario Academy course is that it's project-based. And to learn data analytics, you have to learn and do. You have to learn, and it's learning by doing. So it's not something that you expect that, okay, someone will just package it and put it into your memory and you just catch up with it. No. So you have to practice. It's like learning how to drive a car. So when you learn how to drive a car, maybe the first day, you can move the car forward, easy. So then it comes to learning is one aspect, then mastery is another aspect. So you learn first. So for most of us here, we would have learned at some point how to drive a car. So you learn how to go forward. Then the difficult part is always when you get to learn how to reverse. So the person probably training you will tell you that you use your side mirror to reverse. But most of the time, you keep looking backwards if you want to reverse. And also in this path, you are also going to make mistakes. So like in driving that I'm comparing with. So most people, why they learn how to drive, they probably bash, especially if you live in Lagos. So you probably bash one or two people before you master how to drive. And you master how to drive by continuing driving, by continuing the process. You won't drop the car, then master how to drive. So the same thing, that is how it is with data analytics. So you will have to continue learning, continue developing yourself, continue implementing projects before you really gain that mastery. And this also comes with time. So this is like your first step going into it. So sorry, I don't have a slide today so to display, but I'm just going to walk you through some few things. So let me quickly walk you through, first of all, the roles in data analytics. So let me even tell you what is data analytics in the first place. So data analytics is taking raw information scattered everywhere and then turning it into what makes sense, that can create value for organizations, for individuals, taking something without value and turning it into something that has value. What is without value is raw data scattered everywhere in different formats, then turning it into information that makes sense, that can make people make decisions to drive businesses forward. In simple terms, that's what data analytics is. Then now, so that's what data analytics is. In data analytics, there are different fields in data analytics. There are different fields in data analytics. So the first field that I want to draw you into is the data engineering. So what does data engineers do? So what they do is bringing data from different sources. So different sources can be so from Excel files, from some XML files, from databases. So you are going to be learning. So in case all these are new to you, some terms I'll be using are new to you, you are going to learn them. So databases, different sources. So taking this data, cleaning them, and then getting them ready for the other fields of data analysts, like the data analysts, the BI developers, for them that using this data. So data engineers, their work is doing the hard work, doing the data cleaning, doing the dirty work. Oh, sorry, just a minute. So, sorry, my daughter. So that is the job of data engineers, right? So why we go to the other field, which is the data analysts and the BI developers. I'll just bring them together. So what they do really, who in this field, is to bring the data that is now clean, that is now refined, and now ready to use. So what these guys do is to do bring a bit of insight into the data, bring those visualizations out. So there's also a field that we call the modeler. So they are so all these fields are interdisciplinary. So in the sense that as a BI developer, you should be able to do what we call modeling, and you should also be able to do a bit of engineering, which means you should be able to write some code, SQL codes, because that is what most organizations. So you should be able to write some codes, and you should also be able to develop applications, BI applications. So that is what the BI developer do, really. Do the dashboards, bring insights out of the report. And we also have a field that we call data scientists. So data scientists of that field is gradually gradually non-existent now, because so most people prefer to employ specialists. So what data scientists do is that they have the knowledge of both engineers and BI developers, and also some part of there's some people we call machine learning engineers. Yeah, so they just have a broad knowledge of everything. So we now have the ML engineers, which is the machine learning engineers. So all those ones that are responsible for things like predictive modeling and all those advanced stuff in data analytics. So, but in the sense, so depending on the kind of person you are, so you can say, if I'm the kind of person that like building things, bringing things together, things are scattered, bringing them together, trying to build some code. So engineering is a good place to start. While if you are the kind of person that you just have that knack for visuals, and you have that knack for visuals, UI, UX, and all those kind of things. So BI development is where you will fit in. But overall, so it for you to really hold that ground, so you should be able to do coding, which is equal side, and also visualizations. And the most important thing for you is you need to be able to develop that part of yourself, which has to do with critical thinking, problem solving. There are also key critical skills that you also need to pick up as breaking into the data analytics industry. So when you talk about, again, what is the reward for me? Why do I want to do this? For those of us that already have a career going on and we are already doing well in our career, maybe someone comes to tell you that, okay, there's something like this going on. Will you be interested? You say, yes, I'm interested. So what is the need for me? So first thing that is the need for you is that, so you have the opportunity to work with people all over the world, working on exciting projects. So you are not doing routine stuff. You are constantly evolving in yourself, constantly learning new things, constantly developing yourself, constantly getting to be a better version of yourself year in, year out, because it's a consistently uh, competitive and very, very, is a field that will tax you, so that will make you develop yourself. So that is one of it, self-development. Secondly, in any organization that you work, you are you are a person of value in the sense that people look forward to see, okay, what comes from you, because you give value to the organization. With the information you give, they can make decisions that will make the organizations make more money. So senior management rely on what comes from you. So thirdly, there is that huge opportunity for career growth, either within or outside your organization. So I can tell you for free, so all through my career, right? So in the teams I've worked, I've never worked with the same set of people for 2 years. So within the context of the organizations that I worked, if people here have also worked within the banking industry, you will know that in the banking industry in Nigeria, so growth is very, very, very stunted. So people that grow in the banking industry in Nigeria, see that salespeople that are meeting their targets every time, especially salespeople, yeah, that meet their target every time. And those are the people that really, really grow. So, but I can tell you, so all through my years as a data person, so I've also seen that growth, because I'm valuable, right? So we are the one bringing insights for the organization to make decisions. The thing is that even if the organization doesn't want to promote you, people in data analytics team or IT teams, they don't stay. There are constantly opportunities springing up everywhere. So the thing for you is that, do you have the skill to change jobs? Do you have the skill to change jobs? Are you that valuable? That comes with why you are here, to learn and execute projects and be valuable. So I will share one experience with you. So I was, when I joined my organization, so let me even shock you, I joined my first organization as a contract staff, really. So some 6 months into that role, so my boss that recruited me got an opportunity and left. So we're 4 in the team as at that time. So I got promoted. And it's very rare for so those of us in the banking sector that are here, so we know. So let me not beat around it too much. So I got that promotion. Then, so within another 1 year, I got another promotion. So it's not because I'm in the data analytics team, but it's because I'm adding value. And so before, fast forward, right? Another 2 people in my team left. So it was remaining, I think, around 2 of us. So they had to hire more. Right? As they hired more, so another person left again. So what I'm trying to say is that within data analytics team, so people don't stay. And even if you are not changing organizations, you have growth opportunities within the organizations that you are, the organization that you are. So again, for people that are also thinking, because in Nigeria now, it's not something that is hidden. So there's the Japa trend in Nigeria. People are moving. So this is what I continue telling people. You are moving from your country to another country. So what skill are you moving with? Are you moving with a transferable skill that you can go into a new country and fit in immediately? What skill are you moving with? Because there are a whole lot of people abroad. What are they doing? Most Nigerians that are abroad these days, what do? They do home care jobs. No. So what skill are you moving with? So if you are coming abroad, what skill are you bringing? Are you bringing something that is transferable? What job do you want to come and do? So data analytics is the same thing you are learning in Nigeria, the same thing you are going to learn in Scenario Academy. That is the same thing. You can apply the same thing anywhere in the world. So that is also something that is great about data analytics. So career growth anywhere in the world, you can get remote jobs. So you can get jobs. So that also depends on your level of experience. You can get jobs that if you the one detecting that, okay, this is the number of times I want to come to the office in a month. You can get there, but it starts from somewhere. Right? Career growth, career progression. Also, in this field of data analytics, you can also decide to break out and start your own business and start consulting for people. There are a whole lot of consulting opportunities in data analytics. So once you grow, once you develop yourself up to that stage. So let's talk about the last thing I want to talk about before I the demo. So when I talk about this, then I'll now open up for questions. So we're for like another 10, 15 minutes before I go to demo. So one of the applications you are going to learn. Yeah. So another thing is, what is the remuneration? What is it like? So in Nigeria, remuneration in Nigeria, you can't really pin it that, okay, as a data analyst or as a data engineer or something, this is what you are going to learn, because organizations in Nigeria pay by the level of the employee. So they pay by your level. So what level are you? Right. So you get paid by that level. So that is most Nigerian organizations, but not all of them really. So, but give or take, as the lowest level as a junior. Yeah. So in an organization that is in a good organization, as a junior. Yeah. You shouldn't earn anything less than 200, 250K. As I say, junior, you don't have experience at all. But we still know how organizations works in Nigeria, that there are some consulting firms that, so just like to, anyway. So, but as a junior, you shouldn't earn more than 200, 250K. That is junior. There is no level, you are just still learning. Yeah. But as that junior, you shouldn't earn that amount for more than 6, 7 months. Yeah. Hone your skills. And good thing is that from 200, 250K, you can go as high as 500, 600, depending on how you sell yourself. Depending on how you sell yourself. So you can go as high as that. So for outside the country, so outside Nigeria, for those of us that are looking to move out. So outside Nigeria, so it's basically, so you can tell. So as a junior outside Nigeria, so you shouldn't earn, in UK, for example, you shouldn't earn more than less than £40,000 per annum. Yeah. So there are some occupations, even occupations in the UK, like nurses. So, and teachers, nurses, teachers, that is needed occupation. They earn as low as £27,000 per annum. But as in any field in data analytics, in any field, whether you're a data engineer, whether you're a data analyst, also you shouldn't earn more than less than £40,000. That is the lowest. Like the lowest, the bottom, lowest, bottom of the pyramid. So, and so I can tell you that right here, so you can literally plan to change jobs every year. Yes. Or every 6 months. You can literally plan to change jobs. So before you know, and it doesn't take time for you to move from a junior to a senior, then a lead. So some people, it takes them 3 to 4 years. Okay. So someone is saying hello on the chat. I think you will need to just go off the meeting and join back. Go off and join back. I think other people can hear me. Okay? Just go off the meeting and join back. Yeah, okay, great. So that's what I'm trying to say. So you can move quickly from a junior to a senior role. So that is in places like America, Canada. So you get more salary. So I don't have the figure in my head now, but I know that in Canada, as a BI developer, or in the US, because the US has more bigger and open economy. So in the US, you shouldn't earn anything less than between $55,000 to $60,000 as a junior. That is as a junior. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why, if you know, I mentioned earlier that, so there are some companies that you work with, small companies, because I said company pay based on levels. Yeah. But if you get a good company in Nigeria as a data analyst, you shouldn't earn more than 200, less than 200, 250K. But I mentioned it as some consulting companies that you work with. And I also say in those kind of companies, you don't do more than 6 months to 1 year there, because they will overwork you. You will learn. Yeah, because so I can share stories of people with you. Yeah, there is a guy, Temilola. Yeah, he worked in a company that was paying him 80K per month. That was as far back as 3-4 years ago. Yeah, 80K per month. That was what he was earning. But he was working and he was learning. So what happened? He moved to another company, so somewhere in Kaduna. So those ones were paying 250K per month. But he was still learning and he was still going. So the next job he got the job in Microsoft. So all the rest is history. So how much is Microsoft paying him? So, you know, Microsoft, they don't pay. If whether you're in Nigeria or not, they pay you the standard of the world. So his salary as at then, when you converted it to Naira, it was like 4.5 million per month. So that is what I'm telling you. That so it depends. It's that okay, it depends on you. How are you willing to learn? So this guy I'm talking about, he learns and he does one certification here and there, but it's not the certification, but it's what he can do. Right? So, and how you can sell yourself. So it's not about you saying, oh, there are people that are very, very good at what they do. They can't sell themselves. So they sell themselves short of what they should earn. So you as a DA earning 120K. And you know, another thing I want to also bring out here. So you see people in organization, they give them titles. Someone can say, I'm a DA. What is he doing? What is the person doing? Maybe he's doing just pivot tables on Excel and doing routine work every day. And he says he's a data analyst. So you have to be able to show up with the goods. You have to have that skill. It's very important. You have to show value to your organization. Organizations only pay you based on the value that they place on you. So you as a person places value on yourself. So if your organization, like what one of my EDs always tell us then, that so your organization do not owe you promotion. You owe yourself promotion, that you should promote yourself. So how do you promote yourself? Yeah? How do you promote yourself? So within your organization, how do you promote yourself? Show them what you can do. Show them how to make the jobs that people are doing. Show them how to make it do, how to make them do it easier. Yes, exactly. Most organizations want to be data-driven now because that is what it is. So you can't run away from it anymore. Show them the task that is taking someone 5 days to do. Reduce it to 2 hours. Yeah, it's totally possible. Show them. So people will not place value on you except they see the value. Right? So you have to place that value on yourself. Yeah? On yourself. And don't ever sell yourself short. Yeah? So coming to Scenario Academy, you are going to learn those necessary skills that are going to place you out there. So in terms of job outlook and in terms of growing your career, because you are here today, there are about, so let's say 98 people here today. Yeah. So you're not here to waste your time. You are not here to waste your time. Okay, I saw someone drop something. No, you have time to ask your questions. So I'll just give like some minutes for you to ask your questions. Right. So yeah. So career growth, career progression, you have the opportunity to make a difference. And so that is all you just have to learn to just break through into the data analytics industry. So I'll just take some questions.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Harrison.
Okay.
Joining you from Abuja.
Hi, Harrison.
Yeah, good evening. So I don't know what's the cost implication, because the cost implication, because the truth is
that will be discussed with you at the end of the session. So you will get everything about the cost implication. So I don't have that information.
Okay. Yeah. So is there any age limit for one to be able to?
There's no age limit anyway. So if you see one of the greatest businessmen, so there are some great businessmen that even started their business as 50, 55. So there's no age limit to anything.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, question. So you can just ask me. Chibuke, I think you can go. Oh, nice. That's a very good question. Ebuka asked a question. Do you need to have a background in statistics before you go into data analysis? No. So I did geology. So no background in statistics. So I did geology in school. So let me even tell you something. So there's a job I recently got. Nobody asked me for my certificate. No, up to today. Nobody asked me for my certificates. So Chibuke, I think you can go.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for the can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. So the question I want to ask is still related to what you just answered. I studied psychology. Okay. So and I've been trying to break into the field of data analytics, but it seems like I've been struggling to get into the field. So I want to know the academy, how structured is it for someone that doesn't have that tech background to break into?
Is it Scenario Academy or the industry?
Yes, the Scenario Academy and industry.
Okay, for Scenario Academy, so for beginners, you are going to learn from scratch. So you don't need to have any experience or any what is it called? Or any knowledge of data analytics, of statistics, of no. So you don't need to.
Okay.
Okay. Can you explain? I can see a question from online. Can you explain the best approach to getting? So I will tell you. So there is nothing cast in stones, yeah. So there is no best that this must be the approach. But so I would just recommend for you, first of all, what you are going to get, what you are going to do to break in, is to get the knowledge that you need to break in. One is the knowledge which you are here to do. So once you get the knowledge, what is the next thing? Start practicalizing that knowledge. Scenario Academy has an internship program. So that takes you through practicalizing that knowledge. Thirdly, what do you do again? Sell yourself. Yeah. So all the knowledge you are gaining in Scenario, all the projects you are doing. So why don't you start putting them on LinkedIn? Why don't you open a GitHub account? So put all the codes that you've done. Just put them there. Yeah. So start building a portfolio for yourself from what you've learned. So that is what's called selling yourself. So once you get into the academy, you'll be taught how to do all those things as well. Your LinkedIn profile, put all those things in there. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's answered my question. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, great. So Henry said, what's the relationship of SQL as a tool with Excel? So I will just tell you that all these things are tools to just execute, to solve problems. Yeah, SQL is a tool, Excel is a tool, Power BI is a tool to solve business problems. So they are just tools. Yeah, and they have the various places that they come in helping you solve these problems. Yeah. So, okay, they are just tools, really. When you learn these tools at various times, so you will need them in one place or the other to solve problems, right? So let me go to the chat box again. Does that answer your question for the SQL and Excel? So I'm going to the chat box to pick questions. So one question says, do you need to have a degree before you become a successful data analyst? No, you don't need any degree in data analysis to become a successful data analyst. Don't need to. You just need to learn how to use the tools and maybe take one or two of those Microsoft certificate courses, maybe the 100, which you can take after you finish this course. You can take the 100, or it's called PL 300 now. So you can take that exam. So do I need to know Python to be a data scientist? So you don't necessarily need to know Python, but it's a good tool. It's a good to know, right? So the key things that you need to start with: SQL, Power BI, and maybe Excel. So those are like you don't need to know everything before you start. Yeah. But Python is also a good thing to learn, right? So, but like I will also always tell people, take it one step at a time. Yeah. If it's Excel, Power BI, so the easy ones to learn, Power BI, Excel, SQL, they're like the easy ones to learn. Pick as a beginner, I advise you pick those ones up first, learn them, carry out projects with them. Then also, as you are doing all this, also try and develop your own critical thinking. So that one is also problem-solving skills. Also try and develop them along. Yeah. They're also very critical. So at what level can you get before applying for jobs? So applying for jobs is about selling yourself. So once you get the concepts, right? Once you get the concept that, okay, this is Power BI, this is Excel, this is SQL, you can write basic codes on SQL. You can do basic things on Power BI, which all this you are going to learn in this. So once you enroll for the course, you are going to learn how to use, at least if you don't get anything, you are going to learn how to query databases on SQL and also build and do data modeling, build visualizations on Power BI. You are going to know how to do that. That is on the basic stuff. That is if you don't take anything out. And with that, you can start applying for roles. And you can be preparing for interview. What are the questions that they ask in the interview? Doing the internship programs, I'm sure you are still going to learn about all those things. Okay. What is the relationship of SQL as a tool with Excel? And can one use SQL as a shortcut to Excel to simplify? So Excel is a different tool on its own. SQL is a different tool on its own. So what Excel is more related with is Power BI. Excel and Power BI are quite related. Or yeah, but you have to learn each of them on its own. But if you know Excel, Power BI will be very easy for you. So okay, so I've answered that applying for job. So is there scholarship for learning data analyst? So scholarships. So I think there are a few scholarships, yeah, so which you have to apply, then go through the selection process and all of that. I think there are a few that you can apply for. And also, what I also tell people, see, so there is nothing like you be in a structured environment. So, and get that structured learning. So you can go to YouTube and see a whole lot of things, material scattered here and there. So you will learn, but your learning curve will be very long. So what would have taken you 3 to 6 months to learn, you might spend 2 years learning it. Yeah. So because you will take a whole lot of unnecessary stuff in so that you don't even need. So this structured learning gives you exactly what you need. Because people that are going to be teaching you are people with industry experience. They are teaching you based on 7 to 10 years of experience working with data. So in different industries and within your own environment as well. Okay. So how can I create impact as a data analyst in my parent organization, which is housing and property development? What roles can I play in my organization? Simple. So urban and housing development. All right, so you can do your analysis. Maybe if one, for example, if your organization does not have data, a simple data I can just think of is get data from the data that I think housing planning stuff. I know that federal government parastatal. But I think there are some public places where you can get their data from. Yeah. So analyze that data, give to your organizations so that in these places, just do a little analysis. For example, showing like the viable places where they can develop properties and sell quickly or something like that. Or according to projections, even not data related to housing and stuff, according to projections. So which areas are the areas that are going to be industrialized in the next few years? You can do the analysis. Okay, this X area, this Y area, they are going to be industrialized in the next few years. And all places close to those areas are going to be industrialized. So because they are going to be industrialized, it's more likely that people are going to move to that area. And that area currently is nobody's accommodating there. So why don't we get spaces, properties, or lands, barren lands in that area, start developing them before the industrialization era? This is I'm in a meeting, sorry. Yes, drop it. Sorry about this. So before the industrialization era. So that is it. So that kind of data. So, or you can even take your company's data. You can analyze your data, analyze your company's data, help them to know. For example, you can say, so for this property, you want to join me? Okay, you can say, for this property, yeah, or you can do your property analysis to see, okay, which property have you guys sold for less? What if you would have waited to this period? How much will you have benefited more from that particular property? There's a whole lot you can do, really. It's a whole lot that you can do. And also coming to the session, you are going to learn to well, and you will know how to also relate it to particular business or the particular company that you are working with. Yeah. And if your company does not have a data analyst role on a BI developer role, so those are the kind of roles that you should be looking out for. So once you have, must one be an advanced user of Excel? No, you must not be an advanced user of Excel. Because Excel is very broad. You cannot say you're really an advanced user of Excel. You just need to know the part you need to know in Excel to execute your work. That's the important thing. And you cannot know everything at once. That is it. So it comes with experience. You cannot know everything. Okay? You need to also bear that in mind. So I heard it's more preferable to use Windows OS for analysis than using Mac. I use MacBook. Does it affect what I can use? Yeah, so for first between Windows and Mac, it's not really that it's preferable to use one over the other. Yeah, so people prefer to just use Windows laptop because it gives you more flexibility. So in the sense that for it's like Power BI desktop, for example. So right now it's not available for Mac OS, but you can still run it in Mac. So, but you need to install a virtual what do they call it? Like a virtual Windows. So you need to install Windows in Mac, a virtual machine or something. Windows and Mac to be able to run Power BI in Mac. But apart from Power BI, you can run most of the analytics application in Mac, really. Are we going to pay for this? For this session that we are doing right now, no, it's a free session. But during the, yeah, thank you, a virtual machine, yeah. But during the classes, yeah, when the physical classes or the online classes, so whichever one you prefer, they are paid for. Yeah, but this session is a free session. So can you pick a particular field to focus in? Yeah, you can decide. Okay, sorry, this is the last question I'm going to pick from the chat. So you can decide to when you want to focus on data engineering, and you can decide that you want to focus on BI development and all of that. So I think I have 3 minutes until 5. I'm just going to take one more question before we go into the demo. Yeah. So anyone wants to ask a question? Oh, I think a clear understanding of data analyst and it's just to make lecture, really. So in some organizations, what data analysts do is that they collect requirements, they don't really code, they don't really build applications. Why in some other organizations, they'll say you're a data analyst, you'll be writing SQL and building BI reports. Why BI developer is a defined role that what you'll be doing is that you'll be developing BI solutions. So it can be Power BI, it can be Tableau, It can be any kind of BI. You'll be developing those automated BI solutions, businesses. And you also be writing a bit of SQL code and yeah. So it's just to make lecture based on organizations, really. And you will get the prices and all of that during the end of the session. Yeah, so health sector. So it depends. Yeah. So it depends on who maybe the chief data scientist is or the chief person is, the roles, the name you want to give to those roles. They can say you're a data analyst, you'll be doing the same work that a BI developer will. Yeah. So for system requirements, so I will just require you to. Oh, what is the question? So I can't really. So there are many things on the chat. So Damilola, you can. Oh, yeah, I'm looking to buy a laptop. Oh, to start the course at the end of the month. Yeah. So what I will tell you is that the lowest laptop you should go for is for a laptop with 8 gig RAM. Yeah, 8 gig RAM. And it should be SSD. So 8 gig RAM lowest. And lowest 256 SSD. Yeah. So 256 SSD. So if you can go for 256, and it should be for i5 at least, or i5. It should not be lower than Core i5. Yeah, Core i5 and above, 8 gig RAM and above. And when it comes to internal memory, it doesn't really matter. You can get, so it can be 112 gig, but it should be SSD. But I would just recommend you go for at least 256 SSD. Yeah. So is that, yeah. So 8 gig RAM, SSD, and 256. Okay. Yeah, cool. SSD is always better. It runs faster. Okay. Now, so the next thing that we are going to do is to go straight to the demo. So I'm going to show you just a bit of so just the tip of the iceberg on what Power BI can do. So I'm just going to share my screen now on there. And people there. Okay. Okay, please, whenever you can see my screen, let me just have a 1 on the chat box, just as a confirmation that you can see my screen. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, great. So right now, I'm going to open Power BI Desktop. You can just search for it on your search bar. So it's already here. This is Power BI Desktop. I'm just going to open it up. So I'm just going to show you Power BI. So how you can just bring up some visualizations from raw data. I'm going to show you the raw data. I'm going to show you the source of the raw data. And I'm going to connect it right here to Power BI. And we are just going to do some work on Power BI. So this is Power BI Desktop. So this is how it looks like, right? Yeah, so you have this canvas here that you can use to build your reports. Yes. So you have this canvas here that you can use to build your reports. And you have all your tabs here. This is your file where you can save all your work. So these are all some of the things that I've done. So where you can save all your work. So this is insert, modeling, and so all of this. And you have where the first step in here so is where you are going to get your data from. For you to analyze data at all, so the first step of analyzing data is you must have a data to analyze, which is your data source. You must have a data to analyze. Yeah. So which is what is the raw information that you want to take into, that you want to make, that you want to get information from. So I'm going to show you where we are going to get our raw data from. So this is a database. So this is an SQL database, an Azure SQL database, an Azure SQL database. On that database, so this is my database name. So you can see it, this database name. So this is my personal database. So yeah, that I created on my Azure account. Then under this database, I have tables down here. So I'm going to these tables now. I can view them. So if I say, let me view this dim customer table, I can just right click here and select top 1000. So it's as easy as this, right? It's as easy as this. So now you can see here, there is a code that is out. Did I write this code? No. So I just merely selected top 1000 and it's showing me all the data on that. Yeah. So this is just basically starting. You can, so it's easy. So let's see pack sales, for example. You can select 1000 from there. So it shows me, this is like the simplest SQL code to write, select top of something or select all of something. So I can see all this data displayed here. So this is my data. But this data we have here, it has gone through the process of cleaning and some transformations. Yeah, it has gone through the process of engineering. Yeah, it has gone through the process of engineering. Yeah, now, what I just want to do with this data is this same data on this SQL database, I want to bring it to Power BI and then analyze it. That's what I want us to achieve here today. Okay, let me get that data in. So to get that data in from the database, I'm just going to go to get data. So you can see common data sources. For Power BI has over 50 data sources that you can get from, and there are still more that's still coming up. All right. So now what we want to get from is Azure SQL database. You can get from Excel. If you want to get from Excel, you just to click on Excel and you navigate to an Excel sheet on your computer and get the data from there. But today we are getting from an Azure SQL database. So I'll go to more. So since I can't see it here, so let me go back again. So I'll go to get data. Yeah, these are all the available data sources I can see here. If I don't see the one I want to, I'll click on more. So I'll go to more. So I can just search for it here, Azure SQL database. But it has also given me some option here. So I can click on Azure here. Then look at Azure SQL database here. So there are many data sources which you are going to. So when you keep progressing on your data analytics career, you will learn more about these data sources. So Azure SQL database, I'm going to click on, when you just need to click on what you want to connect to. So with a click, just click on what you want to connect to. Then you click on connect. Once you click on connect, it brings out a dialog box. So it tells you, enter your server name. Server. So it's even giving you information. So you can enter a port number. Example, server, this. It's giving you an example. So typically, this is your server name. I can find my server name here. This particular one. That is my server name. So in any project that you are working on, so there will probably, if you are connecting to any kind of database, they will give you the user details, the server name, the username, and the password. Yeah. So I'm just going to grab that server name. I have it somewhere here. So I'm just going to log into my Azure account and grab it. So I've grabbed that server name. I'm just going to paste it here. So this is my server name. This is the name. Then on Power BI, there are different modes that you can connect with, either import or direct query. You'll be learning more of this when you get into the academy. But today, we are just going to use import. So we are going to be telling you the implications of using either of them. So it is very interesting. So I'm just clicking on OK. So it brings out another dialog box. So it's not displaying the database name for me right here. It's not telling me that, how do I want to connect? Windows authentication, database, or Microsoft account. Also, the organization that you'll be working with will give you a connectivity mode to use. So for us now, we want to use database connectivity mode. So I know my database name. I'm just going to put it there. That is my database name. I'm going to enter my password, the database. That is my database password. And I'm just going to click on this connect button here. So this connects me to that database that I was showing you. So it's taking its time to connect. You can see it. You can see the name of that database here, name DWH. So let me come back here. You can see it here. Look at the name here, Slim DWH. That is database name. So I'm connecting to that database now. I'll click on this drop down. So it brings all the data available on that database for me, all the tables available. So I'm just going to select a few tables. I can select one table or I can select multiple tables. I'm just going to select multiple tables. This, fact returns. I'm just going to select all this. So any number of table that you want to select, you just grab them. So I'm going to grab 5 tables from here. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think that is okay. So now this data has gone through some cleaning process, but typically, most times you might be working with data that is not clean. So what you typically do, you go to transform. You can see this transform right here, transform data, you transform it. So what this does is to take you to another interface, part of Power BI called Power Query. So you'll be learning more on those parts. Power BI, what it's used for, what is Power Query used for, and all of that. For Power Query is used for doing some data cleaning. If the data is not clean, so you will do a bit of data cleaning using Power Query. And now you are going to all the tables that I can see in that database, be able to see them here. So you can see this part of Power Query is called queries. That is all where your table is going to show. There's this other part that is called apply steps. It tells you everything you have done to this data. So let me not bore us with all these things, but so when you get into the sessions, you are going to learn this down. We're going to learn this deep down. So now, these are all tables that I picked up from that database. So I'm just going to do close and apply right here to take me back to Power BI. Click close and apply. So this loads data into Power BI. So, and Power BI, how Power BI works, it connects to that database. So all the tables in that database, all the tables are selected, it connects to them. Yeah. So I'm loading into Power BI model. So on Power BI, there's these 3 buttons at the left. So this first one is called report. This second one here is called data, while this third one is called model. So this one here, you see report table view, model view. So report view, this is the place where we are going to do all our reports. And once your Power BI report goes, this is where the tables come in. Here your tables are this data part right here. Here is where you are going to select every visualization that you're going to. So here right now, I have my table view here. All the tables that you brought in, you can see the data here. You can see them. So if you keep selecting them, you can see all that data here. While this place that we call model view, so is where you see the relationships between all these things here. These arrows you see joining from, you can see 1 here, you can see star here. So these are relationships. And you can see, once I place this on top of this, once I place this cursor on top of this place, you can see what is creating that relationship. For here, between here and here, between the product, the dim product and the fact sales table, there's what we call a product key there, generating the connection. So we are going to also tell you more about this key. It's what we call primary keys and foreign keys and surrogate keys. We're going to also teach you all these things. So, but you can see here that this date table is not connecting to any of those. Yeah. So this concept here that I'm just showing you here is what we call data modeling. Data modeling is how data builds relationships, how tables build relationships to one another inside the data map. So we are going to be learning more about all these terms when you board. So here now, I'm going to create relationships between this date table and fact returns, and then this fact sales. There are principles of creating this relationship. For this fact sales, for example, so this is sales. So order dates is the dates there that is corresponding to sales. That is if you want to use dates to create that relationship. While we have fact returns here, which means, so if someone does what I ordered versus what I got, the person will do some returns. Yeah, that like if you buy something on Jumia now, you don't like it, you want to return it. If you return it, when you return it, this is the table that data gets stored. So now we want to know the dates that those returns are coming in. To know that, we will have to focus on the return date. So I'll have to create this relationship. To do that, I just need to come to manage relationships. Click on manage relationships here. Then go to new. Click on new. So now I want to create a relationship between it and between fact sales. So what am I using to create that relationship? Date. Between these dates, I'll click this date here. So this is just a demo. Yeah, I'll click this date here. So that relationship has been established. You see what we call cardinality here, one to many. That means the way this is relating to this. It means the data is coming up once, while the data is coming up multiple times. We are going to learn more about that. So I'm going to click on OK here. So that relationship is done. So I will do, and so now I can't really drill down to tell you why they're doing these relationships, because that is what I like to do, but we don't have enough time. So I'll be creating between dates and then returns. So dates here, then I'm not creating with other dates, rather return date, because this is a returns table. So I'll click on OK. So that relationships also get created. Then I close. So you can see that from all we've been doing since, we've not written any code or anything. No code yet. No code yet at all. Yeah? So now, straight to the point. That is my data. Now, what's the purpose of all this? I want to share information, right? So I want to build a dashboard right here that will enable me to share information with management or so whoever is interested in the report. Oh, now, I have my customer table here. I have my product table. I have my sales table. I have my returns table. So as a business, I want to know, so how many sales have I gotten? How many returns have I gotten? So maybe we can do a little bit of calculation. What is my net revenue and all of that? So if we have enough time. So let's go. So Power BI is so interesting. So let's go to the visualization part. For this visualization, for instance, so there are different charts that are available here. Bar charts, pie charts, we have a card, we have filters, we have tables, we have smart narrative, a whole lot of visualization. But let's start from the simple ones, which is card. Card, what does card do? When you want to show a single figure, a single number, you use a card. So I'm just going to click this out. It's so easy. So you just need to click on it. There are various ways of doing it. I'm going to go with this way. Now, I'm going to click on this card because I want to use this. I click on it. The card gets displayed here. Very simple. So now, what next? I want to show sales. Where do I see sales? Sales should be on my fact sales. So I will click on this arrow here to drill it down. Then I want to go to pick sales. I'll pick sales. Where is the sales amount? Can you see sales amount here? You can just simply drag it. You can see me dragging it here physically. I just drop it here. So it shows me the sales amount. Easy. And adjust it. So if I want to see maybe the quantity that I sold, yeah, same process. What will I do? I'll just click on the card. Yeah. Take quantity, drag and drop. Easy. So this quantity, let me put the quantity first. This quantity brought up this total sales. Yeah. So what do I want to show again? Maybe now this is just the total quantity, total sales. Maybe now I want to see the total sales by location. So where do I have my location? I have my location inside my customer because a customer must belong to a particular location. So maybe I want to show by country. I just need, so another way of doing this chart, if you don't want to drag the charts, another way of doing it is just to drag. I want to show by country. I just drag country and paste it on this, that I just drag and drop here. So it brings something, because it's country is bringing up a map. So I don't want to use a map. Yeah. So maybe because it's a country, it's bringing up a map and it's telling me to set it up. I don't want to use a map. Maybe I want to use a bar chart. That's it. Can't give Brianna water. Sorry about that. Can't give her water. So now, so this is to also show you that even though if you are a dad, you are a mom, you can also learn all this. It's not something difficult. You can see we are in this session, and I have kids all over the place, but it's not disturbing what we are doing. Yeah. So it doesn't stop you. For someone that was asking if there's any age limit, there's no age limit to all these things. So maybe you want to show my country. So I put my country in there. Yeah. Then maybe I want to show what sales by country. So I come here, sales amount, drag, and drop. So all the countries, I can see the sales from all my countries right here. So let me also show you another interesting thing. So there is something that we call, so you can ask questions of your data. So this thing is so easy if you put your mind to it. So I just double click on this dashboard. So it shows, you can see preparing Q&A. So I can just ask it a question. Yeah. So let me give it some time to load. I can just ask it a question that show me this by this. So I can say, show me sales by, maybe I just pick one thing by product category or something. Product category. Yeah. So show me sales by product category. Can you see? It displayed something here. This is all the product category, sales by product category. It's showing me here. Yeah. So I can say now, for this sales by product category, I have everything. I want to turn this into a visualization. I turn it to a standard visual. So it shows me all these details. Yeah. Maybe I don't want all these details. I just want to show because it's bringing all the sales by all the products and everything into a table, but I don't want something this clumsy. So let me remove this. Yeah. So let me do that again. Show me sales. Sales, you can see when I type in sales, it bring up the sales amount, which is the same thing as this.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. It looks like you're giving them all our class info for free.
Oh no, this is just the basic information. There's still so much more to learn, right? So I can just say show sales by maybe continent or something. Yeah. Is there continent there? So you can see it displays the sales by continent. I can put it into any chart I want. So it shows me. So, and I put it here. So this is just, so I'm just telling you how easy this can be. I'll show you one last thing. So this last thing is doing analysis for you, which is smart narrative. So let me do a line chart first before I use smart narrative. So line charts, I just put the line chart by just clicking on it. You have a line chart here. Then I can just show you something. Maybe I want to see the trend of sales. For example, we are just dealing with one variable here, one parameter here, sorry. Trend of sales, I have the sales there. Then I can come to my dates table. I want to see it by dates, something. And I'll come to my dates table and say, so with my dates. So it shows me. Yeah, the last thing I want to show you. So as she said, let me not give you all the information that you need to know. But there is so much more. Yeah, this is just really, really basic stuff. So the last thing I'm going to show you is this smart narrative. So after you might have done all your charts, I can just click on this smart narrative. What this smart narrative does is that instead of you racking your brain around analyzing all these charts, smart narratives just runs the analysis for you and put it into words. Yeah, very interesting stuff. So that is it. So this is just a tip of the iceberg of what you are going to learn. Yeah, once you enroll for this course. So I think for me now, except you have questions for me, so I just have about 7 minutes more. So ask me your questions then. So I answer you before she takes over. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for this insight. I never knew it was this because I used to imagine that data course is always like a PhD, like going for a PhD program. Okay, this Power BI application, do we download it or you have softwares for it, or I don't know, how do we get it?
It's completely free. So on your system, once you go to your Microsoft Store, Power BI desktop is free. Yeah, okay, it's opening on my second screen. So once you go to Microsoft Store, when it opens, I'll just drag it across. So yeah, let me just drag it across. So once you go to Microsoft Store, all you just need to do is to type in Power BI. So you can see there, Power BI desktop app. So it's completely free. Yeah, it's free. So you can also download it from the web. So it's completely free. You're not paying for anything. Okay.
Okay, sorry, my next class, you have a physical class in Abuja here?
I think so. The answer.
No,
after my
don't.
session. Okay.
Not yet. We don't have a physical class in Abuja, but we have a physical class in Lagos, right? So if you're in Lagos, you can join our physical class. And if you can't, you can join our virtual class, which is going to be like this, the way you're having a conversation with Augustine and he's giving you feedback, is always ready to give you feedback. It's also going to be one of your tutors, right? So if you cannot join, if you cannot join physically, you can join virtually, right? Please, what other question do we have for? Because we are far way behind time, so that we can walk you through the whole learning process, how you're going to learn, how much it costs, and how we are going to help you achieve your goal of becoming a data analyst. Do we have any other questions? So I've been dropping a link on the chat box for anyone to see. So let me just share my screen. Thank you so much, Augustine. Okay. We really appreciate you. Say hi to your kids for us.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Augustine. Are you here? You are the host. Can you please make me the host so that I can share my screen? Can you hear me, Augustine? Okay, while I'm trying to share my screen, I'll just go ahead to talk about the pricing and how it works. So we have a physical class in Lagos, and we also, we have a physical class in Lagos, in Ikeja to be precise, where you learn the skills that Augustine mentioned. So we have different packages, right? We have a package that allows you to learn Excel and SQL, Power BI. Then we have a package that allows you to learn SQL and Power BI virtually. That is the data analytics class, right? And we are running a discount. So the actual fee is 100,000 naira. But because we are running a discount, we are allowing you to pay 65,000 naira. So if you are interested in that, ensure that you fill the form in the chat box, right? And the training is for 8 weeks, right? Saturdays and Sundays for 8 weeks. And for the physical class, it is only on Saturdays alone, and it's in Lagos, Ikeja. And we also have a full stack class. So for the full stack class, it's for 14 weeks, right? And that is where you get to learn Excel, Power BI, SQL, and Python, right? So you learn all those 4 tools that you need to become a full stack data analyst. So this is what you usually advise, right? If you cannot do the full stack, you can just start with the data analytics skills. That is the major one for SQL and Power BI, right? SQL and Power BI, and it runs for, and this is the one that we are currently running a discount for, and it is online virtually. So if you're in Lagos, you can enroll for the class also. Can join us. And one good thing is that we always give our students lunch. So you be sure that you are going to eat where you are learning, because we know that the stress of learning and how it comes, right? And usually from 9 o'clock to 5 p.m., 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 p.m. in the evening, right? That is for the physical class. So which of the classes are you talking about? So we have the data analytics class. That is where you get to learn SQL and Power BI. And we have the data analytics class. That is where you get to learn SQL and Power BI. And we also have which is also virtual and physical. And we have the full stack class. That is where you learn Excel, SQL, Power BI virtually. And we also have a package where you can learn physically. So you need to let us know the one you are interested in. But particularly, it is very important for you to fill the form that I put in the chat box. I'm going to put the form again in the chat box, because that is where we can track if you truly join this session and if you are really entitled to the discounts that we are currently running. So I'm going to put the form in the chat box again. Then when you fill the form, we're going to get back to you if you are qualified for the scholarship and the discount, and which of the courses that you are interested in joining. So I still cannot share my screen. I wanted to show you how. So let me give you reasons why you should enroll for our program, right? So if you enroll for our program, right, we have a physical class starting next week, right? So if you enroll for this program, just know that before the end of 2023, you're going to become a data analyst, right? So just see yourself in that picture already. So imagine you're entering 2024 as a new person. You're not just entering 2024 as just the kind of former person that you used to be before. You're entering 2024 as a data analyst. It means that you are exposing your 2024 to new opportunities, like Augustine mentioned. So, and it is very important for you to join a structured learning like our own, right? Because you are learning from someone that is actually a data analyst. They are not learning from someone that doesn't know what they are doing, right? They are learning from someone that their daily activities is around data analytics, right? And it means that that person is sharing their knowledge, their wealth of experience with you. So they're learning from a mentor, right? That is how it looks like. You're not going to learn in an unstructured environment, and there will be no too much information for you. There will be no information overload. So that's one of the things that I think people miss out when they are learning data analytics, right? So when they go for this session, they will tell them to learn Excel. They'll learn Excel halfway, they'll move to Power BI, then move to Python, and also they keep learning halfway. And at the end of the day, when they ask them, okay, what can you do? There won't be anything for you to show that, oh, you can really do this thing, because you are learning halfway, and it means like you really do not know what you are doing. But when you come to Scenario Academy, you are going to be learning in a structured way. We're going to guide you, we're going to hold your hands on how to become a data analyst. And like Augustine mentioned, you don't need to have any previous experience. We're going to teach you from the scratch, like from the beginning, how to import data, how to download your Power BI on your laptop. Like, these are the things that we are going to show you. So be rest assured that you're in safe hands, right? And also, another thing I also, one of the reasons why I would also advise you to join our academy is that you're going to be working with real life projects. And this project is what you are going to use to build your portfolio at the end of the program. And so when you're looking for a job, when you want to apply for jobs, and they ask you that, what have you done before? What have you built before? You will be very confident enough to show them your portfolio. And this portfolio are the things that the projects that you did while in the class, because you'll be working with real life business case, right? You'll be working with real data. You'll be able to analyze real data. And when you're learning, if you are confused, you will always have the opportunity to ask questions, just like you were asking Augustine question. You have the opportunity to ask questions and you get instant feedback. So if you learn on Coursera or Udemy, there's no one for you to ask questions from. Or if you go on YouTube to learn, right, and there's no one to ask questions from, you just keep on learning without getting answer for your questions. But if you learn with us, you would be able to get instant feedback. Your tutor will be able to review your assignments, give you corrections at a point that you need help. And also, of course, you get certificates, and our certificate is globally recognized, right? So you don't have to worry if your certificate will be accepted in a place of work or in one place. No, our certificate is globally recognized. There's nowhere that you go to, that you apply for job to, and they ask you about where you get a certificate. You'll be very, very confident to tell them that, oh, I got my certificate from Scenario Academy and have been able to learn from these people and all. Yeah. So our location is in Lagos. If you want to join the Lagos class, it's at Ikeja. I don't know why I can't share my screen, but then I want to show you location. I don't know if Augustine still on call. Hi, Augustine, can you hear me? Okay, another thing that you also need to take note, another thing that we offer our students rather is the fact that you will get a virtual internship. So apart from the fact that you'll be working on projects, real life projects, at the end of the program, you're also going to do a virtual internship, right? So the virtual internship is going to help you build more capacity as a data analyst, right? So that is where you get to work on real life projects again. Then we'll also help you with how to prepare for interview. Then we also expose you to how to search for job. And we will also add you to our vibrant community where you meet people like you that have gone through our program. Then get to do hackathon sessions that like you really like feel like, yes, you really belong to a community, that you're not learning alone. So just know that if you are learning from Scenario Academy, you're not learning alone. You're learning with people, real people. You're not learning with robots. Nobody. It's not Udemy where you just keep on watching video. And the good thing is, if you join the virtual class, you will always have access to the recording. So 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the end of the program, you can still go back to your recording to watch. 4 weeks after the end of the program, you can still go back to your recordings to watch. You will always have your recordings to watch, right? And it's always going to be there to guide you. So for the full stack class, the data, yeah, the one, so we have the one of 185,000, and we have the one of 215,000, and you can pay in installments. So for the full stack, right, you are learning 4 tools. So this is what you usually advise. So, and it's for 14 weeks, right? So if you cannot afford it, you can split the training. So you can just learn SQL and Power BI first, then and which virtually, and which it costs 75,000 naira, right? And if you cannot, if you don't want to enroll for the full stack, right, you can opt for that one, right? And also, if you're in Lagos, if you want to do the SQL and Power BI class, yes, please ensure you fill the form. Sorry, my internet tripped up, so I'm back now. Can you hear me now? Can anybody hear me now? All right, thank you. So please, all right, thank you so much. Please ensure you fill the form so that we can know that you attended the session, and so that we can also give you the discount when registering for the class. So I don't know if anybody have other questions for me before we end this session. So the online class is going to be on weekend, so you don't have to worry, right? So even if you are working, you can always dedicate few hours, right? So the online class is from 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. So it is more like the same time that you also get even if you're in the physical class. The physical class is just for Saturdays alone, right? So, and it is from 9 o'clock to 5 p.m., right? So it's almost the same thing as the virtual class. So you don't have to say because you're not in Lagos, you cannot learn. People learn from different parts of the world. So we have students from outside the country that also Right. Lastly, yes, so if you can fill the form, please fill the form. And also, I just dropped a phone number that you can call to make inquiries about the program. So I'm going to drop the number again. You can message that number on WhatsApp also. Okay. Finally, I have the host. Okay, yeah, thank you. Let me see if I can share my screen. Okay, I'm going to share the link again. Yeah, thank you so much for joining till this time. I just want to share my screen to show you our location. So if you're in Lagos, you can always come to our location here. I'm trying to. You can always come to Ikeja. Yes, this is our address, and you can always call any of this number for direction or for more information. If you want to enroll for our class, you can go to this website, scenarioacademy.com. If you get more information about our program. But please, before you drop off on this call, ensure you fill the form that I dropped in the chat box. I'm going to drop the form again. Ensure you fill it so that we can have your information and know that you truly. Then we're going to send you information around the discounts and any other information about the class. And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. It was really great knowing you all. And we are happy that you were able to learn from us today. And we hope that you really learned a lot, right? So if you are also very active on social media, you can share your experience in this class and tag us at Scenario Academy on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We will surely repost, right? So thank you. I think we can end the session if there is no other question. Does anybody have any other question?
Query.